First off, rest in peace, neighborhood nip. I ain't crip, but I'm on that neighborhood shoot. Building business, it's that black owned. If you hustle, better hustle till your pack gone. If you work, better work till your back hurt. And if you rap, make it better than your last verse. Yeah, more lyrics. Stick and move, Javante Davis.
AJ, El Presidente, Eddie Kane University. Hill gon' heal, regardless. You, Buchanan, Bethel High School, by way of 3-Man Weave, LLC.
Michelle, producer, Faith Overseas.
You can catch this wave from the Marlins to the Mariners. Doing things you can't believe. It's the 3-Man Weave.
What up? We are the 3-Man and Child Weave today. What is going on? I am your host, AJ, with a sippy cup. So we will be keeping it PG today. Who do I have joining me today?
It's your boy Hill, and as you can see, Hill gonna heal regardless. Let's get it. Say hey.
All right. Hey man, we are here with another episode, and of course, it's episode 231, and this is the week that we've all been waiting for. This is one of the times that we really start to come alive. It's when it starts to get fun.
Mm-hmm.
So we're gonna do a lot of discussion, NFL free agency winners, losers, surprises. So before we get started, make sure you like, subscribe, hit that thumbs up button, hit that little bell notification. That will let you know. Ooh, y'all did it. That will let you know where you can find us. Speaking of, where can they find us here?
You can catch us on all major podcast platforms, 3-Man Weave, Instagram, Twitter, 3-Man Weave _ You can email us at podcast.3.man.weave@gmail.com. Hey, girl.
And let's get it. Let's jump right into it, man. We at the NFL free agency. I would say it's been some names that that we were anticipating this free agency, but I don't feel like it was necessarily that super star-studded class like we've gotten in some of the years past, and some of the bigger names they kind of stayed put. But let's just go ahead and jump right into it, man.
Oh no, I kind of disagree with that already.
Oh, really? All right.
I mean, the name wise, star-studded names, we seen them move. Saquon is a name. Saquon is a name.
Saquon is definitely a name, but seeing like Chris Jones go back to the Chiefs, stuff like that, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And I understand Saquon is a name, but unfortunately, we saw kind of what it is with the running back. So I get what you're saying. Yes, Saquon is a name, but I just semantics. I think we were just we agree that that's what it is. That's all it is. But I'm with you. Yeah, Saquon is a big name. So let's just jump right out there. So far, who do you think is the biggest winner?
The biggest winner is I don't want to say it.
Say it.
I'm going to say it. Obviously, I mean, it's the Eagles right now. I mean, you can say what you want about them not needing Saquon, because I definitely, me personally, I would have just brought back Swift, let Boston Scott walk like they normally did. I mean, like they did. And and I would have drafted somebody, to go along with Swift. I mean, he was healthy all last year. Was definitely one of the top leading rushers. So it's like they didn't really need to go get a Saquon. And for the prices that they got, what they paid for Saquon and what they could have paid, yeah, you did that. What they could have paid for Swift, you can argue semantics. But them getting Bryce Huff, another pass rusher, knowing that they're going to later move, they're probably going to move Hassan Reddick or Sweat, one or the other. You was going to it's like, and then getting Chauncey Gardner Johnson back. They know they shouldn't have let him. Right and they wrong for that. They on the cusp of righting what went wrong last year.
Yeah, I'm shocked that you went with the Eagles, but I can respect it.
You shouldn't be shocked because I always praise activity.
Oh, 100%. And
instead of
but
sitting on your hands.
because you praise activity, that's why I thought we were going to be. I thought this was about to be a unanimous segment here. We go over the Texans. You know, the Eagles and the Texans are, you know, the two names that we're getting in a lot in the comments. But man, I mean, we saw what the Texans did, and like we discussed on previous episodes, it was almost like, damn, the Texans were a year early in their success. So not only did they just, you know, have that success early and say, okay, CJ Stroud is our guy, they made moves where it's just like, okay, we're no playing games now. We just about to go ahead and bolster this roster. We gonna address our issues, and we're gonna do things where, hey, if we can upgrade, we will upgrade. So I think that team has done a lot to maintain and get better in a lot of places. And we still haven't even hit the draft yet. And they definitely have the draft capital to still get better also in that sense.
You know what? You know how to get a Facebook StreamYard permission thing. So this Facebook user, we can know who that is. But the piggyback on your Texans point, hold on, man. Don't talk to him yet. The piggyback on your Texans point is definitely you got to think about go back to last year. Last year they made a lot of regular moves that actually hit. You went and got a Dalton Schultz. You went and got a Noah Brown that they brought back. You know what I'm saying? They brought back. I mean, they went and got Robert Woods last year. A lot of regular moves that you was like, okay, they just spending some money just to not. They didn't overly spend, but they hit. So it's now
Right.
it's like, okay, boom, this team that went to the playoffs, and it was like, okay, we instead of just resting on our laurels, let's go for it. So them going to get a Daniil Hunter. I mean, they lost Greenyard, so it's kind of like a swap for there. But I mean, you know, bringing back getting Aziz
Aziz Al-Shire.
sipping on some scissor, you know what I'm saying? Getting him familiar with D'Amico Ryan, the cornerback. Who did they get? They got Jeff Okudah, right?
Yep.
You know, taking a flyer on him. And like I said, they still got the draft to do what they got going on. Like I say, the Texans are easy winner based off the trajectory that they was already on. You know what I'm saying? So the reason why I didn't take them first, because I did have a feeling that you was going to take them. But like I said, I definitely like to reward activity, not sitting on your hands and going for it when you see a window, or righting your wrong from a mishap that you had last offseason. You know what I'm saying?
Right. And for me also, sometimes I'm not always a fan, like not I won't say I'm not a fan, but getting the mid-level guys in free agency isn't always just like, oh, they didn't really do much. A lot of times that actually is what can take you over the top, because a lot of those guys will fill in. And sometimes if you actually do your scouting and you look, sometimes it's like, all right, cool. This guy did this well, but we don't feel like he was being utilized properly. And because we feel like he wasn't being utilized properly, we can put him in a situation where, hey, you have a chance to take the next step and succeed. And so what I feel like I hate, like I do it all the time, but it's what I know best. That offseason where we let William Jackson go, and then we ended up signing Chidobe Awuzie and Mike Hilton and Eli Apple with the money that we would have gave them. And then it were like some good signings.
Yeah.
But they hit, and they hit above the pay grade that what we paid them. Same with when we brought in Von Bell. Same with some of these other players, like yours. We let Carl Lawson walk, brought in Trey Hendrickson. Trey Hendrickson turned into one of the best pass rushers in the league. So sometimes you got to just, hey, do your scouting. If you like the guy in the draft, things along those lines, hey, let's go ahead and bring these guys in. Let's give them a chance. See if we can get them. The contract isn't going to, put us in positions where we are strapped financially and we have to make some tough decisions, and we can continue to work.
Just based off some of the comments in here, like you said, we got Miss King in the building. She's a Colts fan. Like you say, finding Michael Pittman, bringing back Grover Stewart. They went and got Raekwon from the Dolphins, another DT. Moves like that, to put you in position to go and draft freely again. And some things, like you said, they was a fringe playoff team with Gardner Minshew. So it's like I said, and bringing Kenny Moore back as well. So it's like it's something, like I said, I know free agency moves fast for certain teams, and it's only been 2 days. You know, a lot of money hasn't really been spent on, a lot of it. Like say the Jags made some moves. They went and got a setter. They went and got a receiver. You know what I'm saying? I think they got
Of course.
another offensive lineman. You know, they made some things happen. You know, Panthers been making some moves. Like you say, we don't expect the Panthers to be necessarily good, you know, but they made some moves. They lost some key players and they replaced some players with some different things. Made some changes may be made. People are trying to do something.
Of course.
You know what I'm saying? And that's the beauty of it. Like you say, sometimes we'll look back on it. Hey, the Panthers did some things last year, and none of their free agents moves work. None of the things that they did all season work. That's
I about to say they cut some of them already.
Other than Adam Thielen. You know what I'm saying? But and then we look back and say, hey man, that's terrible. But we can also look back at when we look back at the Texans last year, a lot of people wasn't sold on none of the moves that they made. And then you look at it, they in the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? But you got a loser. I ain't I'm glad. I don't know who this Facebook I don't know who this is, but Green Bay got to it. Hey, they let Aaron Jones go, and I get it. Aaron Jones is one of them ones. He was one of them ones. You know, he took a step back. Injuries starting to take him down a notch. Okay, we replaced you with somebody with your skill set that has the AJ Dillon skill set, not the same size. I get it, but he got both of these skill sets in one. To be quite honest, and they went and paid him. They went and got Xavier McKinney. Their safety room took a little step back last year, and they let all their safeties go and went and got Xavier McKinney. Okay, these are moves for a team that a lot of people they didn't make a move last year at all.
Right.
They took the cap hit from Aaron Rodgers and let it be. They made the playoffs. So now what? It's go time.
Definitely. Who's your loser?
I ain't taking the low hanging fruit and going with the Cowboys. I'm just not gonna do it. I'm sorry. I mean I can go on the whole damn rant. I go on the whole rant, but
that's why I asked you.
I really know it's easy. Bro, it's fantasy. It's the first 2 days of free agency. You know we want to go do anything. You know we won't do nothing. But the simple fact that pisses you off, why I keep saying when I keep saying make moves, don't sit on your hands. You seen what happened to us in the playoffs last year. You seen what happened to us when we lost people and didn't replace them. Every contending team last year continued to make moves. The 49ers continued to make moves the entire year. The Eagles, we seen them fall off a cliff last year, and they still was trying. They was bringing in everybody that they could reasonably, and it didn't work. And what they do? Get your stuff off, dust your stuff off, and try again. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. What the Lions doing? The Lions making some move. They went and got Carlton Davis. They knew they needed corners. You know what I'm saying? They took another fly on Amick Robinson. They taking chances on corner. Like I said, it's still a draft that they got to do, but they making moves. They are trying to make moves. You seen what, like we just talked about the Packers. What are we doing? We ain't even trying. We just said $4 million for a running back was too much to spend. So we let all the good running backs just go, knowing that we need a running back. Tony Pollard left. Let him walk. We don't have no running back. We just said, everybody said it, that we need linebackers. Half of the linebackers are already signed. We ain't got no quarterback. Gilly, Jordan Lewis gone. They still out there. We ain't did nothing. We ain't did nothing but sign a log snapper. No, I ain't taking the low-hanging fruit. This is terrible. This is ridiculous.
Yeah. I mean, to be quite honest, I believe that it's only one answer. It has to be the Cowboys, unfortunately. Like, you guys have done nothing. Like, I don't think that there has been no team that has been more disappointing in the first 2 days of free agency. And so Curtis, he says, can we really call out losers and it's only 2 days? We can. I can put this in place, post it next week. Yeah, like we can call out losers because technically we've seen some of the stuff that has been going on, and right now, as Hill mentioned, all the positions that they need are the positions that have been kind of like run dry so far in free agency. And things can change as free agency goes, but unfortunately, do we see it changing?
even the people that they said that was in cap hell make it move. Dolphins, they be like, oh, look at the Dolphins got to cut all these people. They making moves.
Yeah.
The Bills making the move. What we doing? What we doing? Nothing. This is terrible. Now I can go ahead and give a different answer when it comes to being losers. What are the Giants doing?
Adding Brian Burns.
You added Brian Burns, the dude that had 1 double-digit sack his entire team, his entire career, getting paid $30 million a year.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. Him and Kayvon Thibodeau would definitely be a force to be reckoned with. Deonte Banks is something to build on. Okay, you let Xavier McKinney go, and your replacement with that Jalen Mills.
And that's where I was going to go with the Giants, because, like I said, they went out and got Brian Burns like they were just like a couple of pieces away. This team is not a couple of pieces away, and this is the time where, hey, those draft picks that you traded, you need those. Again, those are the lottery tickets. You need those to see, hey, can I actually hit on a Pro Bowl caliber player, an All-Pro caliber player, the starting level player, things along those things. So it's like you like this right here. They admitted they made a mistake with Daniel Jones. Well, if you are admitting you made a mistake with Daniel Jones, bringing in Brian Burns is one of those win now moves. Why do you think what was it last year? The Rams was trying to trade for Brian Burns because they was like, hey, let's try and run this thing back. Let's try and see if we can kind of take another step by getting more pressure and do those things. Like it's like what we see what the Eagles do. It's like what we see what the 49ers do. Get pass rushers and say, like, look, let's see what we could do by bringing those in.
That's why I was waiting. I was waiting to say that. You let Saquon go just to bring in Devin. You paid Devin Singletary. I mean, you paid him running back money. But if you're admitting that you made a mistake with Daniel Jones, I mean, you got to get out some of these contracts. Going to pay for Devin Singletary to do what? Okay, I mean, they got John Runyon, to go with this offensive line. Yeah, it's like, okay, Brian Burns is good. Cool. Okay.
But is that gonna be the difference that makes you competitive?
Yeah, it's not. It's like it don't make sense. It's
not adding up. It doesn't fit. It doesn't feel like there is a plan to success.
Oh, I got another loser.
Who?
And it just hit me. The Vikings.
Yeah. Because Sam Darnold?
That was your backup plan?
Yeah.
So your backup plan, let's rewind. Last year, Kirk tried to take a pay cut. He tried to take a pay cut with Minnesota, and he wanted 3 more years of security with that pay cut. They said no. That right there told you that you don't want Kirk back. Now all of a sudden, Kirk started balling, and you like, oh, we want this Kirk back. Kirk already had his mind made up that I'm gone.
Yeah.
Well, he didn't even give him a chance.
But that's on them.
So okay, cool. So it's on them. So you mean to tell me that your backup plan was the report for Sam Darnold and people like Zach Wilson? Now, mind you, Russell Wilson just signed for 50 cents. If you wanted just a bridge, why not put the emphasis on going for him and then for Sam Darnold? Because Sam Darnold got $10 million.
You'd only had to pay 1.2 for Russ.
That's all I'm saying. It's like it's just not making sense. Now I'm pretty sure that they're going to go into the draft and they're probably going to be active in the draft. Try to go get somebody in the draft. I get it, but it's like, okay, cool. You could have made a move and you could have been proactive on this Russ thing, like just like the Steelers were. I feel that the only reason that they really got him because they went and showed love and like they were actually proactive. Now we can get into it if you're ready, because that's my surprise.
Yeah.
I might not be your surprise, but it's my surprise.
Go ahead.
My surprise, because like I said, we stated last week. It was Lion season. It's still Lion season. And I said verbatim, when have the Steelers lied to us? It was a report before we recorded.
And what I tell you.
It was a report before we recorded. They said We ain't going out for none of these veteran quarterbacks. We ain't going for nobody. And I said, okay, cool. They ain't have to tell us that.
Yeah.
And they
They
went name by name. And then the moment that we finished recording, here comes Russell Wilson.
Try and what I tell you, hey, listen to me now.
Yeah, cool. I get you get that one. But it's like, okay, cool. Once again, it's a low risk, high reward. But my question and how I want to view this season in regards to the Steelers is the standard or what? Now I'm not trying to be funny, you know what I'm saying, but
I mean, I've asked this for the last few years, but I was hating.
But I'm seeing he just better than Kenny Pickett. So if he just better than Kenny Pickett, then what are we really trying to do? Are we trying to win or what? Now, like I said, once again, I'm not trying to be funny. I'm just asking for an answer. Now we trying to live with the Cannon motto. Just get me in the dance and cut the music on, then fine. And let it may be. Let your chips fall. But if the standard is the standard is the Super Bowl. Now, like I get it. Now, I don't want to put these lofty goals on you. I just want to know where we hit. Where are we? That's all I want to know. That's all I want to know.
I refuse to respond to that because if I respond, it's gonna come out seeing bias. Russ was the most proven QB out there to acquire without paying $40 million.
And that's what I wanted to. I'm glad he's here, and I'm glad that he said that. Boom. Russ is the most proven quarterback out here without acquiring, paying $40 million. Now, last year, what did I say about Daniel Jones? The thing that I said about Daniel Jones is it does not matter what he's getting paid. And people seen that meme and really didn't understand what I'm saying. So now I'm going to elaborate on it again. It does not matter what your quarterback is getting paid if the results don't end up where you want your results to be.
Mm-hmm.
It's just that simple. The whole goal is to win. It doesn't matter if he's getting paid $60 million. It doesn't matter if he's getting paid 1.2. The goal is to win. Now, this is the thing. And now let me elaborate again on that. Now, if they go out there and let's just say hypothetically, that they go out there and they go 9-8, and they got another winning season for Mike Tomlin, are we gonna say, hey, I mean, Russ was only making 1.2. That's all that matters, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right? We're never going to say that, right? We're not going to say that, right?
No.
Now, if they win the Super Bowl, hypothetically, nobody's going to say, hey, man, we won with Russ because he was making 1.2. Because you know what's going to happen next year? Is he going to be making 1.2?
Nope.
Okay. The results are the results. The price tag don't matter. It's all about what the goals are. That's all.
Yeah. And that's one of my things. It's like, because to me, when we talk about is the standard, to me saying, well, he's better than Kenny Pickett, that wasn't y'all standard, because when y'all it's always just, oh, well, he's better than this person. Well, he's better than that person. It's like, oh, well, we gonna keep giving Mitch Trubisky, a try for the rest of the season. Oh, Ben Roethlisberger, with time to get somebody else in here. When Kenny Pickett had that end of the season run where it was like, hey, y'all was winning games basically the same way that y'all was winning games this year, just defense and the bounce of the ball. It was like, that's not the standard that the Steelers talk about. So again, the way people in this group talked about Russell Wilson last year, and then acquiring Russell Wilson, and then now saying, oh yeah, like, I'm not saying don't be hyped, but we've seen this movie before where it's like you fall in love with all of the, because you fall in love with the brand new, like the fresh, shiny new toy in the offseason, but does it fit? Is it going to work? Oh, people talk about, oh yeah, now we're getting, we got Matt Canada up out of there, and we got, the Arthur Smith offense and stuff like that. That same Arthur Smith offense that just got him fired. People talk about, oh, it's different. That was Atlanta, this and that. Look what he did in Tennessee. Well, in Tennessee, he also had a Derrick Henry and an AJ Brown.
Yeah.
Steelers fans, y'all happy with Najee Harris?
They happy with no. They're happy with Najee Harris and Jaylen Warren.
Jaylen Warren. I understand that, but that was a part of it with Derrick Henry. It was like, hey, we doing it all with Derrick Henry. And then, after now after he left, they brought in Tyjae Spears and they kind of mixed it up, and you saw kind of that thunder and lightning. But let's not just, the shiny new toys are always going to be the new things. Sometimes it just don't always come together like you think it will.
But that aspect, and you're entitled to your opinion as well.
And I'm not saying, and again, I'm not saying it's not going to work. But again, all I'm saying is, you bring in Russ and you got these shiny new toys. All I'm saying,
I think the fact I am a fan of the Arthur Smith hire based off what he wants to do, based off how Tomlin wants to run his offense, based on the team aspect. I am sold on that aspect. I was sold on that aspect with Kenny, because I'm not necessarily so sure that Russell Wilson is going to come in here and just automatically just win this thing. You know what I'm saying? And it's a weird dynamic, because if he doesn't win the job, Steelers fans are gonna say something. If he wins the job, it's a weird dynamic.
It's one of those times where it's just like, they talk about, we can't have this quarterback because he's he can't be a backup quarterback. There's only certain quarterbacks that are able to be a backup quarterback. And I don't think that if Russell Wilson ends up being the backup quarterback for Kenny Pickett, how is it going to look when Kenny Pickett has a bad game or two in a row with Russell Wilson being his backup? And so again, like I said, we hear it all the time. I don't know if we don't want this guy to be our backup because he's not a backup. And I mean, I'm not saying they're gonna say it about Russell Wilson, but it's certain guys who are allowed to be backups and hold the clipboard. And it's only been really Tyrod Taylor and Geno Smith that have been able to do it for a long, long time.
I mean, I get it. It doesn't cost you anything like I said, it's a low risk, high reward situation. I do understand that. I'm not naive to that simple fact. That I get it. The fact that they do have pieces, like I said, Pat Freiermuth, a good tight end. George Pickens, a good wide receiver. Najee Harris, Jaylen Warren, good running back. The offensive line is improving. Like I said, they have another draft to get another piece to help on this offensive line. So things can definitely on the uptick. The defense, like I said, the defense is definitely, it's good, but this team is too TJ Watt dependent on defense. Like I said, I get it. He's great. But it's like, if he don't have a great game, it seems like the defense can't really do anything.
Here's my thing with talking about if nothing's going to be given. I understand if Russ isn't the starter, it costs you nothing, but then where does that leave you? Because y'all was like, we were just happy that you brought in Russ, and ding dong, the Kenny Pickett is dead type, kind of thing. And so now it's like, if Russ can't come in and beat out Kenny Pickett, and then you back here with Kenny Pickett,
lift it up.
Then what are we doing? You know what I'm saying? So to me, I just feel like that is where I don't put the Steelers in the winners category. I don't put the Steelers in the losers category. I just feel like we're in, as Ms. King has been saying, we're in stay afloat and let's see. That's, again, and as Marcus says, then we back to where we were before. But then that comes back to the question, is the standard still the standard? Because if you get back to where you were before, then what? Where does that leave, Tomlin? Where does that leave, Kenny Pickett, the coaching staff, things like that? And so that's what I'm kind of asking about. Is the standard in my opinion? Because if we back to where we were before, is that acceptable if you're a Steelers fan?
I mean, it is a non-lose situation. I mean, I think for a simple fact that I mean, let's be honest. If Russell Wilson plays exactly like he played last year, was this still a team? Let's say just insert Russell Wilson the way he played in Denver last year. With this still a team, they still go 10-7. I still see 10-7 based on the way this division is. You know what I'm saying? Now,
Right.
some of these games that they end up losing last year, they had no business losing. Of course, they won't do that. But some of them games that they won, it might. That's why I say it's still the same. I think the same dynamic. Now, like I said, playoffs is about matchups. So, like I say, I'm not down on anything about it when it comes to the Steelers. I'm saying it's an incomplete right now. Only reason it's incomplete right now because of what they just traded with just trading away Diontae Johnson. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. Now, it's George Pickens. Cool. George Pickens is cool. You're not about to sell me on Calvin Austin. Calvin Austin is ready to do anything.
No, absolutely not.
Allen Robinson ain't in there no more. You're not about to sell me on nobody else other than that. Now, they are accustomed to getting receivers. This franchise can just replenish receivers like it's nothing. So I'm not mad. I have the confidence that they can just go get another receiver. I'm not saying that they can't. But as of now, it's George Pickens, and that's it. Pat Fairmouth, cool. They gonna need another receiver.
Of course.
So they're gonna need the weapon. Like I said, they're gonna need the other pieces. They're gonna need these other things for Russ to be effective, for Kenny to be effective. So it's incomplete now. I can get everything. Listen, just the questions are the questions. Don't take the questions as offensive or a diss or anything. This is me talking. You can take whatever AJ said as a diss because it's AJ. If you're a Bengals fan, take it for what it is. Listen to me. Like listen to me. These are just questions. These are just questions from another perspective. It's an incomplete right now, and it's only been 2 days of free agency, so we can see some things can happen. Why would you mention Higgins?
I come on.
Like I get I get Calvin Ridley, but y'all wouldn't get T Higgins for nothing.
I don't care. Y'all would have to send 2 firsts and TJ Watt. We're not sending y'all T Higgins. We barely sending them to anybody else.
Nah, they might go get Tyler Boyd now.
And that's fine. Because he's on the free market. But you're not getting Higgins.
Yeah. And they get Tyler Boyd now. That's a big now we talking.
Yeah, that would be the replacement for Diontae Johnson.
Not necessarily. It would be the upgrade from Calvin Austin. And you can use Calvin Austin as the little gadget guy as he is. I'm sorry, you gonna have to show me, before they can. But like I said, it's a deep wide receiver draft. They do get wide receivers. Like I said, it's just an incomplete. I'm not gonna be ready to one. I'm not as hype. I'm not a Steelers fan. That's why I'm not as hype. You know what I'm saying? So, but I do understand the optimism from Steeler Nation. It's very warranted. Very warranted. Did you have a surprise or that was your surprise?
I'm good.
I was surprised that Jerry Jeudy got traded for a 5th. I ain't gonna lie to you.
I don't know if I'm necessarily surprised because I mean it was rumblings last year going into the season, that they was looking at moving, one of the guys and stuff like that. So I'm not surprised. And, like I said, we've seen players get traded and be like, that's all they went for? Why ain't we called? Type thing. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not surprised. And, a 5th, hey, Steve Smith already told you about Jerry Jeudy. So wasn't nobody finna pony up and really give no draft capital for that man.
Well, this is the thing. They was asking for a first. They of course you can ask for whatever, right?
Of course.
When it came to some teams were ready to give up a second. Cowboys is one of them. Who was rumored to be one of them to give up a second. And this wide receiver market here, with Michael Pittman off the board, with Mike Evans off the board, with the only valuable, either accessible asset free agent wide receiver is Calvin Ridley. You mean to tell me that all you could get for Jerry Jeudy was just a fifth, and me about to say a fourth is like saying like, oh, but I do feel, bro, think about it. You just traded Deontay Johnson. You swapped a six and a 7 and Dante Jackson. That's nasty, bro. Now they added a player involved, so it actually worked out. But
so basically, it was almost like they were both. If you take away the picks, it's almost like they were like both. All right, these both late round picks.
Cool. It's just
these players are not good. Like these middle of the road players, they're not finna go for good draft capital, because a lot of teams are like, hey, if that's the case, I'll just use that and try and get someone that might end up being better. But this getting a Jerry Jeudy is like, okay, let's just try and get some stability.
Okay.
We know he is a pro level player. Some of the guys that you would get, like as for me as a team, if I'm trading the 5th round pick, it's like, all right, cool. Let me, like, instead of me, using a 3rd round, or I may still do it. I may still use my 3rd round on a receiver, but let me just try and get somebody in here who, at least if this pick comes in and he's not ready, I got somebody that I know can be a pro caliber player. And some teams like, hey, look, you don't have no space here for us anyway. And a lot of these teams, they already know and hear the rumblings. You've been trying to trade him and stuff like that anyway. Like, hey, you want him gone. He's not working out for you. So guess what? Take a pick and see if you can get lucky with this 5th round pick and make something happen, because your timeline is a little bit different. Because now the Browns feel like, hey, look, we got some things. We made the playoffs. Let's see what we can do.
Now, but this is my thing. Hollywood Brown went for a 1st round pick. Chase Claypool went for a 2nd round pick. Yeah, I see your face.
I got my rebuttal.
Say it, please.
Those teams that traded for him, they were suckers. You only need one. Only need one sucker.
So obviously,
but obviously, if you can't find a sucker, all right, at least, hey, here, go.
You can always find a sucker.
Not always, because sometimes the sucker is still with their shiny toy. Like, ooh, look what we got.
You can find a way, but on the flip side, I'm not vouching for Jerry Jeudy like he's that great or like he's not a bust, like he's like the comments are saying. But I do think that he works for the Bears. I mean, for the Browns. Like, you have Amari there. First off, they went to Bama. He's a great value version of Amari. Amari can teach him some things. Like you say, he is a good route runner. Like you say, he's going to be the number 2 for sure. Cedric Tillman didn't come in and hit the ground running. You know what I'm saying? So now he can actually take a step back and he can actually develop. You still got Elijah.
Reason why you try and offer a pick, because it's like, all right, cool. That
still got Elijah. Still got Elijah Moore. You still got David Njoku. For the Browns, this makes a lot of sense. This is actually great for the Browns. I'm just talking about the draft capital that they got, and I felt that they could have got more. And now, but it is what it is. But the Browns is once again having another good offseason. Brought back Zadarius Smith. They brought some other pieces. I think they lost the linebacker, but they replaced him now. I don't have the list on me right now, but they went and got Jameis. You know what I'm saying? You mean to tell me we watched some of them games? I know Joe Flacco had a little bit of magic. Joe Flacco was throwing some picks. So if that's the case, if somebody can throw some picks and get away with it, James can throw some picks and
bring in J-Bo.
You know what I'm saying?
Why not?
So it's like the bar is so low for Deshaun Watson just to come in and do anything. Just do something. Yeah. They should be able to replicate what they did last year.
Of course. And I think and at minimum that should be what they are able to do. Just be like, hey, look, come in, provide some stability. You another year removed from all of that. You got some game time under your belt. You got some game in there. Hopefully, whatever's going on with your shoulder, you cool. And you get a full camp, and let's see what happens. And you were thinking of Jordan Hicks, by the way.
Jordan Hicks, that's who they got. Thank you.
Yeah.
My guy Ryan want a little preview of our top coming up, huh?
All right.
We ain't gonna give. He just asked for. We give him one. I mean, it's the obvious though, right?
It's Malik Neighbors.
Roma Duzier.
No, it's Malik Neighbors.
I'm just giving you the other guy. You know what I'm saying?
It's Malik Neighbors.
But those are so obvious as the top three. 1, 2, 3, and then we get nice. Then we can get to technicalities and stuff like that when it comes to 4 and 5 and rest of the class. But it is a deep wide receiver class, and we will be revealing our top 5s coming up real soon. Real soon.
Yeah, absolutely. We got those
measurements and
ready.
Stuff and all that. And our film is still getting
crunched. Making some last minute
adjustments. Yeah,
making some last minute adjustments.
You threw me you threw a curveball on me on one of them, but we'll talk about that later.
I changed it. Remember, I changed it because I had to go back through.
You did, but I still got to go look at them now, just off the strip.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Oh man. What else we got with free agency, man? Like, is it over? I know it's not over, but
it's not over. I think I won't say the excitement is over because the excitement's not over. We still have some names out there that can go some places. Like, some of the offensive line. That's the ones that I'm shocked.
It's not moving.
That's not moving. Like, the only ones that really got signed were Jermaine Illuminor and Chuck Okafor, and because Onwenu went back to the Patriots. And then so to me, that's really basically 2 free agent offensive tackles moving. Everybody else is still, just sitting out there flapping in the wind. Like,
and it's kind of like weird because it's like the league definitely has. It's like a shortage of good offensive lines,
Yeah.
So it's like you would think with it would be an urgency to go get some of these guys. These are quality starters, starting level people that's available.
Yeah. And it's like, to me, Tyron Smith and Trent Brown still being there, that's shocking to me.
It's not shocking at all. Well, for Tyron.
So to me, it's like you said, there is a shortage on offensive linemen.
Mm-hmm.
I thought as soon as tampering opened up at 11:59, Adam Schefter was going to say at least 4 names. Was like, oh, this player has agreed to here. This player has agreed terms to here. This player has agreed terms to here. And to kind of see it slow down, kind of the way it was, and I'm like, what's going on?
I mean,
especially because this ain't like where it's like tons of like young guys coming off off their rookie contract and stuff like that, or anything like that. So it's like you want to kind of get the guy while you can. Like, even Jonah Williams, like, I think he is a starter level, but with the way that the offensive like Cedric Ogbuehi still been in the league. So it is a shortage of offensive line talent. So to me, now you got a guy who can play the left side and the right side. Like I said, same thing with Trent Brown. Like, he got his weight issues, but when he got them together.
Yeah, but for let's rewind for specifically for Tyron. I believe that, like I said, his injury history has definitely been well documented.
Of course.
So what is his real market? Like, I get it.
How many times has his injury history made him miss a playoff game?
Hasn't made him miss a playoff, but it made us miss the playoff.
Okay, but guess what? You go to a contender, goddammit, and get your little 2-3 games, but be hurt. All right, and then hey, come on. Like,
but he's going to the
Chiefs. I'm shocked the Chiefs ain't like.
But they just restructured Mahomes' money. Right. They freed up $21 million in cap. So but the thing about the Chiefs is, I'm pretty sure that they've talked to him, but they had to figure out this Snead situation. You know what I'm saying? They could possibly pay him.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? They just put,
we've seen their front office work. It ain't no possibly. They will. They can make it. They gonna make it happen if they
but
want it
they
to happen.
but they also put it out there that hey, look, you know, he's available for trade. So they planned that, you know, that's two things that you see when they did with the linebacker. They let Willie Gay go, but they brought back Drew Tranquil and they brought back Deion Bush to kind of replace that aspect. So
Right.
they still making their moves. So it's the fact that they probably just waiting to get they can wait it out. They got Donovan Smith last year. When did they get him? Feel what I'm saying?
And they still won that shit.
And they
That's
still won. So it's things that some of these dudes, like, I get it. It's a double-edged sword. Yes, these offensive lines are bad out here. Yes, some of these dudes out here, you know, they're starting level people, and that you should probably go get some of these starting level people because your offensive line is bad. But paying some of these dudes is what you really, you know, it's like it's halfway treating like running back. And I'm glad I'm glad I said that so we can talk about that conversation. But before we get there, I want to address this. Salary cap is a myth. We're seeing it, bro. Like, we're literally seeing it. The Bills got rid of all their players, right? Everybody made a fuss about getting rid of the players. Newsflash, they was getting rid of them anyway. Tre'Davious White probably still hurt. You know what I'm saying? Mitch Morris,
they needed to get rid of them, and they needed to get younger.
And and they needed to get younger. It's just that simple. It's just that simple. And they replaced them immediately. Like they still been active. Like, they made all this fuss about the Dolphins being in cap hell, and they replaced everybody that they left, that they let go. So what are we really saying
Yeah,
here?
and you know, like I said, every year the graphics come out. This like Ryan said here, every year the graphic comes out. The Saints are always down at the bottom of the list, somewhere in the negative. Somehow they always in the cap. Somehow they always bring in a free agent or something, and it's just like, all right,
every year.
So, you know, for people to be like, oh, no, our cap space, your cap space only hinders you if your front office wants it to hinder you.
That's
the
it.
front offices that be like, all right, hey, we know how to do our job.
And I was gonna say my rant, like I said, I want because I don't want to handcuff the pod with the Cowboys. We're gonna definitely get on. We're gonna do Dallas duo a little bit, probably 2 weeks from now, from when we ever sign somebody with the next. But I asked the question in the group, and I'm glad I said it. I asked you how accurate is Spot Track, Over the Cap, and you know, PFF, all these people that we see when it comes to contract projections, right?
Right.
And you answered it. And I'm glad that you genuinely answered it. I'm glad some other people genuinely answered the question, because I wasn't setting people up to be fair. My thing is, bro, if your front office is not doing the work, then they don't want to. And what I mean by that is these people are doing the work for you. Bro, look, you can go on the 33rd team. I'm just throwing out a page. You can go on the 33rd team on Instagram. They got a list of top free agent, or who's the best fit for this team. You can just scroll Twitter. It's somebody on Twitter. Your team got a content creator that's doing something. Bro, it's so many content creators that the Cowboys have, and I can see them freeing up money, right? And all they doing is using the tools Over the Cap, Spot Track. They're using the tools that's Googleable. Yeah, it ain't a word, but I just made it up. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
They're using these tools. They're not in the front office. But the work is being done by people that's not in the front office. So if your front office is not doing anything, they don't want to. It's lazy at this point, bro.
You know what's funny? During the Senior Bowl, I was actually listening to one of the PFF pods just to kind of get some information on, you know, what was going on at the Senior Bowl. And Steve Palazzolo actually he was talking about the Bengals, and he was like, the Bengals for the longest have always been made fun of as being cheap and having one of the smallest scouting departments in the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
And he brought up a point, was like, in 2024, do you need to have some giant scouting department? Because all of the film is out there. all of this, like you don't like when you needed those scouting departments, you needed to go see those guys and stuff like that. A lot of the stuff is done on film. You have a lot of the stuff like where you can kind of see all that stuff.
Mhm.
Other teams talk to other teams build their boards off other teams, and scouts talk to scouts. That's why we see a lot of these guys on these big boards be in the same spot, because a lot of times these scouts are having the same conversations. And so when one scout talks to another, they're like, oh, dang, maybe I missed something. Let me go reassess my board. Let me go back and watch. And that's why you start seeing everyone be like, oh, there's players rising up the board. And sometimes you'll see players like, dang, why in the world did this player shoot up these rankings where it's like, well, this scout talked to this scout liked them, and then so he spread the word. It's the same thing in college football. A kid could be a 3-star.
Mm-hmm.
Nick Saban offers him a scholarship. He's a 4-star by the morning.
Yeah.
Because guess what? Now those sites are like, oh, well, dang, what did we miss? What does Nick see?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And so those are and so it's just like the just kind of like you're saying, the work is being done for you.
And we listened to Dominique Foxworth podcast, right? And that's the way I got it from. Him and Charlie was having a conversation. They were joking on when is the team going to go on autopilot when it comes to the draft.
The auto draft, like in fantasy, yeah.
Yeah, just like in fantasy draft. And it took me here. I'm like, bro, they are literally doing the work for you. You know what I'm saying? Now I get it. I'm not about to say that the draft, like I say, honestly, yes, the first round can definitely go on autopilot. You can do autopilot. You can just watch Mel Kiper's best player available on his joint and be like, hey, all right, bet. He right here, boom. You can just go off that. Or pick somebody's big boy and just go off that point. You can do that for the first 2 rounds. I can say that. These middle rounds, I'm going to need for my scouts to go out there and do their job. And I'm going to need for them to get some scheme fits. I'm going to need for them to do that.
But here's the thing. It's not necessarily going out there because, again, you can get, this ain't 1960.
I get it. No,
you don't have, you know what I mean? And that's one of the, and we're talking about, you brought up Dominique Foxworth. That's another point that, I think it was him. It was either him or the PFF guys when I was listening. It was like the combine. The combine was for when there wasn't cable and internet and social media and all of this stuff where you can see these guys, you can watch their games and all of that. This was for back when games was regional, where it's like, okay, you checking box scores in the newspaper and be like, dang, he done went for 250. We might need to go talk to this. We need to go see him run in person. We need to see him run a 3-cone. I want to see him bench press. I want to interview him in person. Now, bro, you can get all 22 from Division II schools. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I don't do we really need to do this? Do we need to have these regional scouts and go to all of these games? You can have a couple scouts and then watch the film, do all of that, your front office. And that's another thing that I said, where it was like, hey, our front office, when you work in our front office or you're on the coaching staff, you're a scout. Like, the coaches have to scout. And that's another reason why it was like, okay, Lou Anarumo, he sees the guys. He's like, okay, I think this guy is a good scheme fit. And then we get him, and it's like, okay, guess what? He knows there's a place for him because guess what? He did some of the scouting. Our scouts may bring him, some prospects, and he's like, okay, I like this guy. I like this guy. And then they give it to Darren Simmons for a late round pick. Hey, Lou thinks he can work with this guy. What do you think about this guy coming in on special teams? Stuff like that.
Yeah.
You don't need, a million regional scouts, and it may sound cheap, but it kind of makes sense. Go ahead.
At this point, yeah, I feel you. Like you said, we had way more access to things that we didn't have in the past, like you said. So
right.
I do get it. But back to my free agency point, it's like we did me and D White did the wish list for the Cowboys, right?
Yeah.
And I tell you exactly what we did. I'm gonna tell you what I did. Went to Spot Track, went to every available free agent, position by position, and I looked at them. You know what I'm saying? And I looked at them. These are available people. I say, okay, realistic, and I did that. That's what I did. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Now, if I wanted to take it a step further, of course, I could have went over the cap and check that. On Spot Track they do have their contract projections and all that. I could have did all that, but once again, why? You feel what I'm saying? Now, a lot of these moves, now, I get it. Like a lot of these moves, certain price tags, I'm like, okay, I get it. You didn't want to pay that. I get it. Like overall, like I don't want to handcuff my team again. But overall, the team building philosophy is not wrong. It's not flawed.
Yeah.
It's just things that they can do better. You know what I'm saying? It's just like that. But it's I don't want to go on the tangent. I'm sorry. Really dope. Running backs. They have to have a meeting this year, bro.
Yeah, because none of them they already had gotten franchise tags, so now it was like, all right, we are all on the open market at the same time.
But they got paid.
But was it a lot?
It was running back paid. I mean, hey, nothing really. I mean, don't get it twisted. Nothing changed.
Okay.
Nothing changed as far as once Christian McCaffrey and Alvin Kamara deals is up. That's it.
Yeah,
that's it. Bijan, if he continues on his trajectory, he can hope for the Jonathan Taylor deal, and of course the cap is going up, and that's it. But as far as running backs getting paid, hey, they won. Because think about it. If Saquon would have signed that deal that the Giants offered him last year, he'd have lost money. He would have lost money technically.
I get that, but all I'm saying is this ain't the money that they thought that they were gonna get that when they was in that meeting.
Hey, that's fine. Like I said,
that's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
Hey, that's a standard is a standard question right there. You know what I'm saying? Type of stuff right there. Like, you know, like you said, they got paid. Like you say, Saquon got 12 a year. Like what? Off another injury riddled year. Josh Jacobs got the same thing off another injury riddled year. Like they got paid. There's some more running backs that got paid. Like you say, Swift. This is your first year being healthy. You got paid. Tony Pollard. You had a bad year. Well, you had a down year. You got paid. Derrick Henry already got paid. They got paid again. Like, they got paid. So, it's like, you know, it's funny. The only one that lost out on the deal was Austin Eckler. I mean, hey, you played horrible. You was lucky to get paid.
Yeah.
You know? It just, but shouts out to them. It is, the running game is starting to be important again. You know, the analytical guys definitely, having a little hissy fit this offseason. You know, but once again, they're not getting overly paid, so it's okay. But the running game is definitely getting back to importance. Linebackers are about to be important again. Safeties are being important. Are they though? Is this the offseason that's about to get nasty for them? Because there's a lot of safeties on this that was available.
Yeah.
That ain't really.
They're not moving. Because again, like I said, it's
they moving.
Not for the price point we thought.
Yeah, what Chauncey Gardner got 11? That's the most, right?
If we Xavier McKinney.
Oh yeah, but he had a good year. He was good. So
yeah. So let's look. So Antoine Winfield, Kyle Duggar got tagged. So
Antoine probably get paid. They probably waiting on the finish free agency to go pay him.
Yeah, but Xavier McKinney got 4 for 68. Geno Stone got 2 for 15. CJ got 3 for a max of 33. So that probably ain't even all of 11.
Yeah, that's all they ain't. Yeah. But
so and then you got Chin 1 for 5, Brandon Jones 3 for 20, Kevin Byard 2 for 15, and then you still got Cam Curl, Julian Blackmon, Jordan Fuller, Tashawn Gibson, Deshaun Elliott, J. Ron Kearse, Mike Edwards,
Jamal Adams still out there.
Yeah, Jordan Poyer signed a 1-year deal. He TBD right now.
They about to be the running back, bro.
Yeah.
And that's weird because I know I forgot who said it earlier. It's like there's a lot of offensive linemen in the draft this year. It's a deep offensive lineman draft. You know what I'm saying?
It is not a deep safety draft.
It's nowhere near deep in safety. So I would think with the importance of being in safe with the safety that they do, you know, the importance of safety this year, they should be coming off the board. Maybe you go get your value from them. You know what I'm saying? Like I get it. Some teams move fast. It's only been 2 days, but it's a little weird. Now, I'm a little weird. Not weird. I was kind of confused with the Seahawks.
Yeah,
because
they got rid of both of their safeties.
They got rid of both of their safeties and lost both of their linebackers at the moment. Like Bobby Wagner is still on the market. You lost Jordan Brooks. Patrick Queen signed somewhere else. Geno Stone didn't come. Like, so what I thought was about to be Baltimore West,
yeah,
isn't coming to fruition. Now, there's some things that, like I said, there's some things that they can still do. They brought Leonard Williams back. They made some moves.
You know? And then like we said, it's still guys out there. So
it's plenty.
It ain't over.
It ain't over. It's just a little question was like, this team was ready to go for something, but free agency, you finished?
Yeah, I'm good with free agency.
Can I ask the question?
Shoot.
Where Justin Fields going?
I do not know. He probably go for a fourth somewhere.
So who messed this up?
I mean, it just all depends on what you're looking at. You can only say the Bears because they hold the piece that they're trying to get rid of. Because you can't say, oh, another team messed it up. Shoot, because they the ones that have to go get Justin Fields. And even if they don't go get Justin Fields via a trade, they don't have to show their hand and be like, dag, we messed up by not getting Justin Fields. They could be trash and then be like, nah, that wasn't in our plan. So it can only be the Bears, but I honestly don't really know what else the Bears could have done besides oh, we're gonna keep Justin Fields, and teams just be like, all right, cool, we don't believe you. Go draft Caleb Williams and then see.
And
I think their best bet is like, all right, go to camp. We're gonna be like, and a team will be like, yeah, this ain't working out like we thought. That's the only way.
Nah, that's gonna be resolved way before that. It has to be. What the problem what they messed up was they said the one thing that they did say that they wanted to resolve this sooner than later.
Yeah.
Now they said that. Okay, cool. Now the problem is, I think you overshot your hand when it came to Atlanta. I think you played your wrong hand with that. And Atlanta said, hey, look, I'm not talking to them no more. Go get Kurt. And all you had to do was show love to Kurt, and Kurt came. And you gave Kurt what he wanted.
But here's my can I make a quick statement?
Go ahead.
How do we know Atlanta wanted Justin Fields, though? The media and the fan base may have wanted him. But you look at Zach Robinson. He came from that McVay tree. They love Kirk. They love a Kirk style quarterback. So I'm not certain Atlanta even was like entertaining it because they was gonna try and get Zach Robinson, a guy that he was comfortable with.
That's true.
So I don't even know if we could say, oh, Chicago overshot their hand with Atlanta, because a lot of people tied Justin Fields to Atlanta. Oh, because he played at Georgia, he's from the area. Mm-hmm. You know, it would make sense. You know, they got to do right by Michael Vick, and you know they got to do all this and that. But does Zach Robinson want Justin Fields? Nah.
But they did the same thing with the Steelers. They had Justin Fields going to the Steelers as well. So are you going to use that same exact logic as well?
I can.
That's I know it wasn't a rhetorical question.
Oh yeah, because I can, because then it can be like, oh well,
they immediately went for Russ. Like Russ was available. Russ, we will pick it up.
Because again, what did Marcus say? He was the proven quarterback. Justin Fields ain't proven. Say what you want about, Russ's
yeah, I
play.
know that.
Yeah, say what you want about Russ's play, but if they gonna go with kind of an unknown in Russ and Justin Fields, why not kind of just stick with Kenny Pickett? So to me, it's like, hey, if we gonna try and shoot for the upside, let's just see what we can do with Kenny Pickett and Arthur Smith's offense, or hey, let's try and get this quarterback that we know is stable and has the ability and has been in these moments and has performed in these moments, and then we'll do that. Because again, you even brought it up. What has Justin Fields proven that Kenny Pickett hasn't? Basically.
Absolutely.
So it's like, yeah. So again, I don't know if the fans and the media may have been drumming up stuff about Justin Fields, but a lot of times, who says the front office was in? Because we see it all the time. It happens all the time. It's just again, it's Lion season every single year. Oh, Bleacher Report give you an update for a team. Oh, 5 trade destinations for this player. Who said this player was even on the market?
Yeah. I know what you mean by that. Well, let's stay in the same market. So a lot of people trying to say last resort, instead of get the last resort, should he go to Minnesota? But my thing is, the price is going to definitely go up.
Oh yeah, price of the brick going up.
If I'm Chicago, if I'm trading him in the division,
and y'all only got Sam Darnold.
I mean, they got Nick Mullins, bro. Come on, man.
I would love to play Sam Darnold 2 times a year.
Yeah, so it's like, I believe that we're gonna have to wait. I think we're gonna have to wait till the draft. I think we're gonna have to wait till the draft. And I have a team. I think that's gonna get it.
Who are you gonna wait?
No, I'm about to tell you now. You keep saying it's Lion season, right? It's Lion season. It's Lion season.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to go off based off this lie that I heard about the Patriots not really being sold on a quarterback.
Yeah.
So the Patriots aren't sold on the quarterbacks, or they feel that this team isn't just a quarterback away. Like getting a quarterback is just going to set him up for failure because this team is not good, period. Right? Then why get a quarterback in the draft?
Right.
And I'm hearing that they are definitely open to trading back. So
which would be smart.
If they are open to trading back, that means that they're not sold on a quarterback. That means if they trade back, they're going to have some ammunition. They're going to use that ammunition to just go get Justin Fields. Because go get Justin Fields, it's still like going to get one of these quarterbacks, but it's just on a 2-year deal, basically.
Exactly.
If he ain't good with us, we can wash our hands with it. And we'll be in the same, because especially if he's not good with us, we're going to be in the same position we was anyway. We can be able to draft a quarterback. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I feel that it's going to be the Patriots based off which lie that I want to believe in this moment. I want to believe that lie.
Of course. And I can completely understand that. And then, like I said, even if they don't trade back, they do have some, they do have, all 7 picks.
Yeah. So
where it's like, even if they wanted to, they can, do a late make a late round trade or something like that, even before the draft, and then they can trade back and acquire some more picks and some more draft capital to build up the team and get their offensive things. And then also, even though Bill is gone, that still has been the MO, even though he's been Bill was the kind of the de facto GM, but they're not opposed to trading back. So there are going there are going to be teams that be like, okay, look, we want to get to 3.
Yeah. But the GM that they had, the GM in place, or the dude that's working in place, I forgot his name, but he came from Green Bay, and he's already stated that I need more picks. Like, he likes ammunition.
Of course.
You say, so I mean, we'll see when it comes to that. Like I say, as far as Luke Getsy, being the offensive coordinator with the Raiders. I don't know how that relationship is, but they are in no man's land when it comes to a quarterback. But they just went and got Gardner Minshew.
Yeah.
So it's
So
like,
that's curtains for Justin Fields. That's why I say, hey, if Luke Getsy wanted Justin Fields, we would have heard more about him trying to go get him.
I mean,
them going to get Gardner Minshew again puts the nail in the coffin.
Absolutely. Well, yeah, because I mean, does it stop them from if somebody falls, they can still go get them, you know what I'm saying? Or maybe, you know, if somebody falls, they can still go get them. But I got another sleeper. If you like to hear it.
What's up?
Who about Seahawks?
I mean, I can see that. I can see it. I mean, to me, it's like you can kind of basically try and continue on with the Geno thing. No, what I mean, like, continue on with the Geno thing and see if Justin Fields could be the next Geno.
Oh, okay, yeah.
That's what I mean. And that is how you're able to be like, okay, let's just see what we can do. We got weapons, we got things in place. And so I can see that. I have a sleeper.
Okay. Talk.
But it's only if it's gonna be cheap.
Okay.
Because we seen it, we just saw it with Mac Jones.
Okay.
Indianapolis Colts. Because you just lost Gardner Minshew.
Mm-hmm.
You have Anthony Richardson, who got hurt almost half the games he played.
Yeah.
But we know what Shane Steichen can do with these mobile quarterbacks. And if the price is very similar to what, you know, if the standard is set, hey, look, they traded Mac Jones for this. They was in the same draft class. Hey, look, we'll give you this. And just a backup that you got for 2 years. And in the event that Anthony Richardson does get hurt, you have a guy that can play similar to him. And you have Michael Pittman, who kind of playing that DJ Moore role. You got Josh Downs. You got some things in place. Why not?
Yeah, I think it's Justin a big enough name to cause the controversy though.
No, not when you drafted Anthony Richardson. What was it, 3 overall?
Yeah, but
Anthony Richardson is your starter.
Okay, let's say, and knock on wood. Let's say he gets hurt, right? Let's say Steichen works his magic, and Justin Fields come in looks good. That's a controversy, bro.
Who has a 3rd round pick for Justin? That's what happens.
But you
because a team is always going to need a quarterback.
But why is that when Anthony Richardson just been hurt 2 years in a row in this hypothetical situation?
Knock on wood.
You know
I understand.
I'm about to stop saying that too because I don't want to put that on.
But what I'm saying is right now, because he's still cheap. But if that happens, that's when you go draft, you know, a 4th round, like a 4th, 5th round quarterback, an Aiden O'Connell or something like that. Or you kind of try and find another Gardner Minshew, stuff like that. You get what I'm saying?
If we go in this route, right? If we go in this route, the Broncos.
I mean, yes, of course, but I don't. Sean Payton, no.
All right,
no.
I mean, bro, Stidham, that's it.
Mm-hmm. And Stidham and JJ McCarthy.
Okay, cool. Then I'm cool with that. If you go get, I like JJ, man, but we'll get into it when we talk about the quarterbacks, man. I ain't gonna like him in Denver. I'm gonna tell you to say that right now, but I mean, but yeah, but it's nasty, bro.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It's a nasty situation for Fields, and once again, I believe that greed played a part in it. I believe that they could have got something for Fields early in the game. Don't, like you say, you should have got ahead of this. Don't let nobody go get a Gardner Minshew. Don't let nobody go get anybody. Because once again, Mariota just became the backup in Washington. Sam Howell should be on the block.
Mm-hmm.
he should be a way less, not way less cheaper, but what if he go for a fifth? Like, I mean, what does he accomplish that's going, that's gonna get anything? If a team need a quarterback, why don't go get him before you go get Fields?
It just all depends on what you prefer.
This would be and I'm not yelling at you, Miss King. This would be the dumbest situation ever if the Bears don't move him and just let him be in the locker room. When the players in that locker room have already advocated that they already want Fields. So you bring in Caleb that already got character concerns.
They'll be all right.
They'll be what?
They'll be all right.
That's nasty, bro. That's nasty, bro.
I don't think so. I mean, but we can talk about that another day.
That's a nasty situation, bro. That's a nasty. Because what if
they're not picking up fifth year option anyway.
Okay, so it's just a 1 year headache for no reason,
and then he gone.
Yep. That's nasty, bro. I don't even want that to happen for nobody. For nobody.
Oh, of course, I get it, but I mean, it's part of it.
But it shouldn't be. Because matter of fact, who's done this? They get you up out of there when it's time, when it's that move. The precedent has been set with Sam Darnold. They didn't have to move Sam Darnold when they drafted Zach Wilson. But what did they do? Moved him because they knew what time they had to.
Yeah.
The only team that didn't do that was when it was the 49ers when it came down with Jimmy G. They had a whole offseason tour of players praising Trey Lance.
Yeah,
talking like Jimmy.
But some quarterbacks get different leverage and leeway than others.
That's absolutely. But once again, they played their hand wrong. Like you said, they could have kept Josh Rosen, got him up out of there.
Yeah,
got him up out of there. They getting them up out of there. They might not get what they want,
of course, but
they getting up out of there. And them not getting what they want is technically their own fault, but they have capital. You got the 9th overall pick too. Like you said, you got some more picks that came from the
but that goes to my point. It's just like, all right, cool. Like we'll make a trade. They'll do something.
I'm ready to call. I'll tell y'all, man, because yeah. But it's only been 2 days of free agency. Free agency has been exciting for other teams. You know what I'm saying? Some moves still going to be made. Matter of fact, I got Reefers in the building. Hell, 49ers making moves. You know what I'm saying? I mean, they let Armstead go, which is kind of crazy. Didn't replace him, but we ain't got Leonard Floyd, Jotis Gross Matos as well.
Cool.
You know what I'm saying? You ain't got some edge rushers to go on the opposite side of Bosa. They still making moves. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, hey, it's time for us to go. They still hurt, man. I'm telling you, don't talk. Hey, man, you catch us on all major podcast platforms. 3Man Weave, Instagram, Twitter, 3Man Weave _. You can email us at podcast.3.man.weave@gmail.com. I'm Hill. That's AJ. Y'all the board.
And before we go, I just want to say there have been reports that Justin Jefferson is unhappy in Minnesota, and we did see this tweet come out earlier today. I'm not going to say what it means. I'm not going to speculate, but hey, just know I'd be excited.
That's another